My brother Marcus has been the most important person in my life since I was 8 years old. When our parents divorced, he became more than just my older brother. He was my protector, my guide, the one who made sure I never felt alone. When Marcus met Jade a year ago, I was thrilled. Finally, my brother had found someone who made him smile the way he used to before life got complicated. I thought I was getting the sister I never had. But 3 weeks after their wedding, my phone started buzzing with messages from Jade. Messages asking to meet up, alone, with reasons that did not quite add up. I kept telling myself she just wanted to bond with her new family, but something about those texts kept me awake at night. And I was right to worry, because what I discovered almost destroyed everything. Before we dive into what happened, I want to ask you something. Where are you watching this from? Drop your city in the comments below. And if you have ever been caught between loyalty to someone you love and that gut feeling that something is terribly wrong, hit that like button and subscribe. Because what I am about to share will show you exactly how I handled the impossible choice between protecting my brother and keeping the peace. Trust me, you will want to stick around for how this ends. Let me take you back to understand why this hurt so much. Marcus was 13 when our parents split. I was 8. Our mom worked 2 shifts at the hospital just to keep us fed and housed. She was barely home. So Marcus stepped up. He became the one who packed my lunches, helped with my homework, showed up to my school events when Mom could not make it. I remember one summer when I was 10. All the kids in the neighborhood had new bikes. I wanted one so badly, but I knew we could not afford it. Marcus was 16 then. He worked 2 part-time jobs that entire summer. Washing dishes at a diner in the morning, stocking shelves at a grocery store at night. On my birthday, he handed me a box. Inside was a blue mountain bike with silver handlebars. He had saved every penny for 3 months. I cried. He just smiled and said, "That is what brothers do." That moment taught me what real love looks like. Sacrifice without keeping score. As we grew older, our bond only strengthened. Even when Marcus went to college and I was still in high school, we talked every single day. When I graduated and started my career, we made it a point to have dinner together every week. No matter how busy life got, we always showed up for each other. Marcus dated a few women over the years, but nothing serious stuck. He poured himself into his career as a software engineer, worked his way up, became successful. But I could see the loneliness in his eyes sometimes. He wanted what Mom never gave us. A stable, loving partnership. Someone to build a life with. Then he met Jade at a tech conference about a year ago. When he first told me about her, his voice had this lightness I had not heard in years. "She works in marketing," he said. "She is smart, funny, ambitious. I think you will really like her." A few weeks later, he brought her to our weekly dinner. Jade walked in wearing a navy blazer and jeans, carrying a bottle of wine and a bright smile. She was energetic, asked me questions about my work, laughed at my stories, complimented the pasta I had made. She seemed genuinely interested in getting to know me. I watched how she looked at Marcus. Her hand would find his arm when she talked. She leaned into him when he spoke. It felt real, authentic. I remember thinking, finally, Marcus deserves this. Their relationship moved quickly. 6 months of dating, then an engagement. The wedding was small, just close family and friends at a vineyard outside the city. I stood next to Marcus as his best man, watching him tear up when Jade walked down the aisle. She looked beautiful in a simple white dress holding a bouquet of wildflowers. When they said their vows, I felt this warmth in my chest, like our little broken family was finally becoming whole again. At the reception, Jade hugged me tight and whispered, "I am so lucky to have you as my brother now." I hugged her back, believing every word. 3 weeks after the wedding, everything started to shift. It was a Wednesday night around 10 p.m. I was getting ready for bed when my phone lit up with a text from Jade. "Hey, Roberto, are you free for coffee tomorrow? Just you and me. I need to talk about something." I stared at the message for a moment. It felt a bit odd, but I figured maybe she wanted to plan a surprise for Marcus. His birthday was coming up in a couple months. I texted back, "Sure, but is everything okay?" Her response came quickly. "Yeah, just easier to talk in person." That phrase stuck with me. Easier to talk in person. About what? If it was about a birthday gift, why not just say that? But I pushed the thought aside. Maybe I was reading too much into it. The next day, I waited at the coffee shop we had agreed on. 10 minutes before our meeting time, my phone buzzed. "Sorry, something came up at work. Can we reschedule?" I felt a weird mix of relief and confusion. Relief, because part of me felt uncomfortable about the whole thing. Confusion, because if work came up, why set the meeting in the first place? I replied, "No problem, let me know when you are free." She sent back a thumbs-up emoji. That was it. No explanation. No follow-up. Just a canceled plan. Hanging in the air. 5 days passed. Then another text from Jade. "Roberto, can we meet this Saturday? Like around 2 p.m. There is this cafe downtown." I hesitated before responding. Something in my gut twisted. I typed back, "What is this about Jade?" "You're making me worried." 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Finally, her message came through. "It is nothing bad. Just want to get to know my brother-in-law better. Marcus works so much I barely see family." That explanation made sense on the surface. Newly married, trying to bond with her husband's family. Totally reasonable. But then, why did it feel so urgent? Why the secrecy? Why not invite Marcus too and make it a family thing? Still, I did not want to be rude or make assumptions. "Sure, I will be there," I replied. Friday night, the day before our planned meeting, another text arrived. "Actually, can we meet at my gym instead? I have a training session after would save me time." Now, I was genuinely confused. We had already picked a place. Why change it, and why her gym specifically? But I agreed anyway, hoping this meeting would finally happen and clear up whatever this was about. Saturday morning at 7 a.m., my phone buzzed me awake. "So sorry, emergency at work. I will text you later." I sat up in bed, staring at the message. This was the second cancellation. The second last-minute change. A pattern was forming, and I did not like what it spelled out. Over the next week, the messages did not stop. They increased. Monday morning. "Good morning. Are you around today?" I replied that I was working. Tuesday afternoon. "Hey, I am near your office. Want to grab lunch?" I told her I already had plans with coworkers. Wednesday evening. "Can you help me pick a gift for Marcus?" I'm at the mall right now. I suggested she just call me and describe the options, but she insisted we needed to meet in person. To see the items together, she said. "Thursday night, I really need to talk to you, Roberto. It is important. Can you meet me tonight?" This time, her tone felt more urgent, more pressing, like whatever she wanted to discuss could not wait any longer. I felt trapped. Every time I said no or made an excuse, I worried I was being a bad brother-in-law. What if Jade really did just want a bond? What if she had something important to share, and I was being cold and dismissive? But every time I thought about agreeing, that uncomfortable feeling in my stomach grew stronger. I started noticing things about her messages. She never texted in the family group chat Marcus had created, never sent funny memes or asked how my day went in a casual way. Every single message was a request to meet. Alone. And every message had phrases like, "just us," or "do not tell Marcus yet," or "when can you get away?" These were not the messages of someone trying to build a family relationship. These were the messages of someone orchestrating something specific. I went back through our text thread one night, counted the messages. In 2 weeks, Jade had sent me 27 texts, asked to meet up 7 times, canceled or changed plans 4 times. The timing was strange too. Most messages came during work hours or late at night. Times when Marcus would be at the office or asleep. Never during the evenings when they would be home together. Never on weekends when families typically gather. always when she knew Marcus was occupied elsewhere. Then came the gym incident. It was a Friday evening around 6:30 p.m. I had just finished a workout at my regular gym the 3 blocks from my apartment. I was heading to the locker room when I heard a familiar voice. Oh my God, Roberto! What a coincidence, I turned around. There was Jade wearing workout leggings and a tank top, her hair pulled back in a ponytail. But something was off. She was not sweaty. She did not have a gym bag, no water bottle, no towel, nothing that suggested she had actually been working out. And this gym was nowhere near her and Marcus's apartment. They lived on the north side of the city. This gym was south, a solid 8 miles between them. Since we are both here, want to grab a smoothie after? We can finally catch up, she said, smiling wide. Her eyes were expectant, almost pleading. I felt my chest tighten. This was not a coincidence. There was no possible way Jade just happened to be at my gym 8 miles from her home at the exact time I was there with no workout gear. She had either followed me or figured out my routine somehow. You are always so busy, she continued when I did not respond immediately. I just want us to be close, you know. Like real family. The word family coming from her mouth felt wrong. Manipulative. I'm sorry, Jade. I have to get home. Early morning tomorrow. I did not wait for her response. I grabbed my bag and left. That night, I could not sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying the gym encounter over and over. I pulled up Google Maps on my phone, checked the distance, 8.3 miles, checked her gym membership. Marcus had mentioned once that Jade went to a boutique fitness place near her office downtown. Completely different direction. There was no legitimate reason for her to be at my gym. None. The uncomfortable feeling I had been pushing down for weeks erupted into full-blown alarm. Something was very wrong here, and I could not ignore it anymore. The following week, during our regular Tuesday dinner, Marcus asked me a question that made my blood run cold. Dude, you have been weird lately. Everything okay? We were sitting in my living room, pizza boxes open on the coffee table, a basketball game playing on TV, but I had barely touched my food, barely paid attention to the game. My mind was spinning with Jade's messages, the gym incident, the pattern I could not unsee. I forced a smile. Just work stress, man. You know how it is. Marcus studied me for a moment, then nodded. He believed me. Why would not he? I had never lied to him before. Jade was there too, sitting next to Marcus on the couch. She looked perfectly content, laughing at the game, making comments about the players. Then she turned to me. Roberto, you should relax more. Maybe we can hang out sometime. I can show you this meditation class I go to. It really helps with stress. Her voice was sweet, concerned, like a caring sister-in-law worried about her husband's brother. Marcus smiled at her. That is nice of you, babe. See, Roberto, Jade is trying to help. I nodded, mumbled something non-committal, but I caught the way Jade looked at me when Marcus turned back to the TV. Her eyes held something I could not quite name. Expectation, maybe, or challenge, like she was testing how far she could push before I would crack. That night after they left, I sat in my kitchen with a beer I did not drink. I felt like I was losing my mind. In Marcus's eyes, Jade was the perfect wife, thoughtful, supportive, trying to integrate into the family. But I knew something he did not. I knew about the constant messages, the canceled meetings, the gym appearance, the late-night texts, and I had no idea what to do with that knowledge. If I told Marcus, would he believe me, or would he think I was jealous, trying to sabotage his happiness? Would it destroy our relationship? But if I stayed silent and something worse happened, could I live with myself? Wednesday night, 1:30 a.m. My phone vibrated on the nightstand. I picked it up, squinting at the bright screen. Jade. Are you awake? I stared at the message. Did not respond. Hoped she would just go to sleep. 5 minutes later, another message. I cannot sleep. Keep thinking about things. I turned my phone face down. tried to ignore it, but it buzzed again, and again. Roberto, I know you are probably sleeping, but I really need someone to talk to. Finally worried that maybe something was genuinely wrong, I typed back. Is everything okay? Is Marcus okay? Her response was immediate. Marcus is fine. He is sleeping. I feel lonely sometimes. He works so much. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. Every instinct told me to shut this down. You should talk to Marcus about this, Jade. 3 dots appeared. Then her reply. I knew you would say that. You do not understand. Can we please meet tomorrow? I will explain everything. I felt anger rise in my chest. It was nearly 2 a.m. Her husband, my brother, was asleep next to her, and she was texting me about feeling lonely. This was not appropriate. This was not normal. I typed back firmly. Jade, it is almost 2 a.m. This is not appropriate. Whatever you need to talk about, you can tell Marcus or text me in the morning. Her final message came through cold and sharp. You are just like everyone else. I thought you were different. I did not reply. I turned off my phone and lay awake until sunrise. The next morning, I made a decision. I went through every single text message Jade had sent me. I took screenshots, all of them. I organized them by date and time. I counted. Over 3 weeks, 47 messages, 11 requests to meet up, 6 cancellations or location changes, 1 uninvited appearance at my gym 8 miles from her home, multiple late-night texts when Marcus was working or sleeping, and not once, not in a single message, did she mention Marcus in a normal, loving way. No, our anniversary is coming up. Help me plan something. Or Marcus mentioned you like hiking, want to join us this weekend. Every message was about her and me. Alone. Away from Marcus. In secret. I sat at my kitchen table looking at the evidence laid out on my laptop screen. The pattern was undeniable. I did not know what Jade's endgame was. Maybe she had developed some kind of inappropriate feelings. Maybe she was testing my loyalty to Marcus. Maybe there was something else going on I had not figured out yet. But I knew one thing with absolute certainty. I could not keep this from my brother anymore, even if it hurt him, even if he did not believe me, even if it damaged our relationship. The truth mattered more than my comfort. Marcus deserved to know what was happening behind his back. That morning, staring at those screenshots, I made the hardest decision of my life. I had to tell Marcus, even if it meant risking our relationship, even if he did not believe me. Because the truth was, his wife was hiding something, and I could not let my brother stay in the dark. I spent the entire morning organizing the screenshots into a clear timeline. I created a document on my laptop with dates, times, and the full context of each message. I highlighted the key phrases. Alone. Just us. Do not tell Marcus yet. I noted the pattern of cancellations, the gym incident, the late-night messages. I wanted everything laid out so clearly that there could be no confusion, no room for misinterpretation. This was not about my feelings or suspicions. This was about facts. Hard evidence that something inappropriate was happening. Around noon, I called Marcus. My hands were shaking as I held the phone. Hey bro, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I need to talk to you. It is important. Can you come over tonight? There was a pause on the other end. His voice came through concerned. What is going on? You sound serious. I am serious, I replied. I need to show you something. Just please come over. Around 7. Another pause. Then, okay, I will be there. See you tonight. After we hung up, I sat on my couch, staring at nothing. Part of me hoped I was wrong about everything, that there was some innocent explanation I had missed. But deep down, I knew better. Marcus arrived at 7 p.m. sharp. He looked worried as he walked through my door. Okay, you are freaking me out, he said, trying to smile but failing. What is this about? I gestured to the couch. Sit down. I will get us some coffee. I needed a moment to gather myself. In the kitchen, I poured 2 cups with hands that would not quite steady. When I came back, Marcus was sitting forward, elbows on his knees, watching me. I handed him the coffee and sat across from him with my laptop. "Marcus, I started what I am about to show you is going to hurt. But I need you to know I am doing this because I love you, and I cannot keep this from you anymore." His face went pale. "You are scaring me." "What is it?" I turned the laptop around so he could see the screen. For the past 3 weeks, Jade has been texting me constantly, asking to meet alone. I watched his expression shift from confusion to disbelief. "What?" "But that is probably just, she wants to be close to the family, right? Look at the messages, Marcus. Really, look at them." I scrolled slowly through the timeline. "See, she always says alone. Just us do not tell Marcus yet. Look at the timestamps. Midnight, 1 a.m. Times when you are at work or sleeping." Marcus leaned closer to the screen, his jaw tightening. I continued. "And here. She showed up at my gym, 8 miles from your apartment. She said it was a coincidence, but she had no gym bag, no water bottle, nothing. She could not have been there by accident." Marcus sat back, running his hands through his hair. His face had gone from pale to red. Maybe she is just trying too hard to fit in. His voice lacked conviction. I could hear him grasping for an explanation that would make this okay. At 1:30 in the morning, I pressed gently, saying she is lonely and I am different from everyone else. "Marcus, come on. You know this is not normal." He stood up abruptly, started pacing across my living room. "This does not make sense. Jade loves me. We are happy. Why would she?" He could not finish the sentence. I let him process. I did not interrupt his pacing. After a few minutes, he sat back down heavily. His head dropped into his hands. "There is something I have not told you," he said quietly. I waited. "A couple weeks ago, I found out Jade has been having money problems. Bad investments, credit card debt. She did not tell me before we got married." My stomach dropped. How much? Around $30,000. Then something clicked in my mind. "Wait, you just got your inheritance from Grandma." Marcus looked up at me. $45,000. I deposited it last month." The room went silent as we both processed what that meant. "You think I started?" "I do not know what to think anymore," Marcus interrupted. "But if she has been texting you like this, maybe trying to get you alone, maybe trying to create some kind of situation." He trailed off, but I understood. If Jade could create a scenario where it looked like I had come onto her, or we had met secretly, she could use that against Marcus. Maybe threaten to tell people, create drama, unless he helped with her debt. Or maybe her intentions were even worse. Maybe she actually wanted to pursue something with me and was testing the waters. "What do I do?" Marcus asked, looking lost. "Just ask her." "No," I said firmly. "If you ask directly, she will deny everything or make up excuses. We need to be smart about this." I took a breath. Text her back like normal. But this time, I will agree to meet her. Let us see what she really wants. Marcus looked uncertain. "I do not want you in the middle of this." "I am already in the middle," I replied. "But this time, we control the situation. You will know everything that happens." We spent the next 2 hours planning. Marcus would tell Jade he had a work trip to Denver for 2 days. Fake it completely. Pack a bag, leave the house, but actually stay at a hotel nearby. Once Jade thought he was out of town, she would almost certainly contact me. I would agree to meet her at a public cafe. Marcus would already be there, sitting in a corner where Jade would not see him. He would record everything on his phone. That way, we would have the truth. Whatever Jade's real intentions were, we would find out. "This feels like a spy movie," Marcus said with a hollow laugh. "I cannot believe I am doing this with my wife. Better to know the truth now than live in lies," I said. He nodded slowly. We sat together in silence for a while. Then he stood to leave. At my door, he turned back. "Thanks for telling me," he said quietly. "You could have stayed quiet, let me stay ignorant and happy. But you risked our relationship to tell me the truth. That is real family." "Always, bro," I said. "Always." The next morning, Marcus called me. "Okay, I told her about the Denver trip. I'm leaving this afternoon. I will check into the Marriott on 5th Street and wait for you to hear from her." "Be careful," I said. "You too," he replied. 3 hours later, my phone lit up with a text from Jade. "Hey, heard Marcus is out of town. Want to finally meet up? I am free tonight." My heart pounded as I screenshot the message and sent it to Marcus. His reply came immediately. That was fast. I texted Jade back. "Sure. Where do you want to meet?" Her response was quick. "How about that coffee place on 5th Street? The quiet one. Around 7 p.m. "Sounds good," I typed. "See you then." Marcus and I confirmed the plan. He would arrive at 6:30 p.m., find a corner spot where he could see my table but Jade would not notice him. Baseball cap, casual clothes, laptop open like he was working. I would arrive exactly at 7 p.m. Marcus would have his phone set up to record audio. Whatever happened, we would have evidence. At 6:55 p.m., I walked into the cafe. My palms were sweating. I spotted Marcus immediately tucked into a back corner booth cap, pulled low eyes on his laptop. He did not look up, but I knew he saw me. I sat at a table in the middle of the room, ordered a black coffee, and waited. At 7:03 p.m., Jade walked in. She was wearing a dress, not workout clothes or casual jeans. A dress, heels, makeup done carefully. She looked like she was going on a date. "Roberto." She waved and walked over, smiling bright. "Thanks for finally meeting me. I have been wanting to talk for so long." She sat down across from me, ordered a latte. So I said, trying to keep my voice even, "What did you want to talk about?" Jade leaned forward. "I have been thinking a lot about family, about relationships, about what it means to really connect with someone." She paused, watching my reaction. "Have you talked to Marcus about this?" I asked. She waved her hand dismissively. "Marcus does not understand me like you do. We have a connection. Do not you feel it?" My stomach turned. "Jade, you are my brother's wife. What exactly are you trying to say?" She leaned even closer, her voice dropping to almost a whisper. "I made a mistake, Roberto. I married the wrong brother." The words hung in the air like poison. I forced myself to stay calm. "You do not mean that." "I do," she insisted. "I have felt this since the wedding. You are kind. You are attentive. You are everything I thought Marcus was, but he is not." "This is inappropriate, Jade," I said firmly. "You need to stop." But she did not stop. She reached across the table and placed her hand on top of mine. "We can figure this out. Marcus does not have to know. We can start slowly, spend time together, see where it goes." I pulled my hand back like I had been burned. "I think Marcus should hear this." Jade blinked, confused. "What?" I gestured toward the corner. "He is right over there." The color drained from her face. She turned slowly. Marcus stood up from his corner booth, pulled off his cap, and walked toward us. Every step was measured, controlled. When he reached our table, Jade started talking fast. "Marcus." "This is not, you misunderstood." "Baby, no. I was just testing Roberto. To see if he is loyal to you." Marcus held up his phone. "I heard everything, Jade." Every single word. Her mouth opened, closed. No words came out. "I have had 3 weeks to go through Roberto's messages from you." Marcus continued, his voice cold and steady. "I know about the debt. I know about the timing of your sudden interest in my brother, right after my inheritance cleared. Was any of it real, or was I just convenient?" Jade tried once more. Tears formed in her eyes. "Marcus, please. You have to understand. I love you. We can work through this." But Marcus was done. He looked at her like she was a stranger. "No, Jade. We cannot. I trusted you. I built a life with you, and you were planning to manipulate my brother, maybe extort me, maybe worse. I do not even know what your end game was, and I do not care." He turned to me. "Thank you for telling me. Let us go." We walked out of that cafe together, leaving Jade sitting alone at the table, tears running down her face. Outside, Marcus and I stood on the sidewalk. Neither of us spoke for a moment. Then Marcus exhaled hard like he had been holding his breath for hours. "I really loved her, man." His voice cracked. I know I said, and pulled him into a hug. "I'm so sorry." We stood there on the street, two brothers holding each other up like we had done our whole lives. After a minute, Marcus pulled back and wiped his eyes. "But I love you more," he said. "You could have stayed quiet. Let me stay ignorant and happy. But you risked everything to tell me the truth. That is real family." "Always, bro," I replied. "Always." We went to a diner a few blocks away. Did not talk about Jade. Just sat in a booth, ordered burgers and fries, and remembered better times. Our childhood, the bike, the dinners, the basketball games. All the moments that built the foundation we were standing on now. Around 11 p.m., Marcus said, "I am going to file for annulment." The marriage was based on fraud. She hid the debt. My lawyer said, "That is grounds. Whatever you need, I am here," I told him. "I know," he said, reaching across the table to grip my shoulder. That is what got me through tonight. Walking out of that cafe with my brother, I felt something I had not felt in weeks. Peace. Not because I enjoyed exposing Jade, not because I took any pleasure in Marcus's pain, but because I had done the right thing. I had protected my brother, and in doing so, I had protected our bond. The one thing that mattered most. The first week after that night was brutal. Marcus moved out of the apartment he shared with Jade and crashed at my place. I gave him my bedroom and took the couch. He did not argue. The first few nights I heard him crying through the door. Quiet, muffled sounds that broke my heart. I wanted to knock to comfort him, but I knew Marcus needed space to process. So I waited. Made sure there was coffee ready every morning. Left notes on the counter. "Here when you are ready." Simple. No pressure. On the fourth morning, Marcus emerged from the bedroom with red eyes and messy hair. "Let us make breakfast," he said, "like old times." We moved around my small kitchen the way we used to in our childhood home. Marcus scrambled eggs while I made toast and bacon. We did not talk about Jade. Did not dissect what happened. We just cooked together the familiar rhythm, soothing in its simplicity. As we sat down to eat, Marcus said quietly, "Thank you. For everything. For not giving up on me even when I did not see what was right in front of me." "You do not have to thank me," I replied. "That is what brothers do." He smiled, small but real, and took a bite of toast. Marcus filed for annulment that week. His lawyer confirmed that Jade hiding $30,000 in debt constituted fraud. Grounds for dissolving the marriage as if it never legally happened. Jade tried to contact both of us. Phone calls, text messages, emails. Long paragraphs about how sorry she was, how she had made a mistake, how we misunderstood everything. Marcus and I blocked her number together, deleted her emails without reading them past the first line. She did not deserve our energy anymore. That chapter was closed. 2 weeks after the confrontation, Marcus started seeing a therapist. I need to understand why I did not see the signs he told me over dinner one night, why I trusted so easily, why I ignored my instincts. I set down my fork and looked at him. "That is not a weakness, Marcus. That is your best quality. You trust people. You love fully. You believe in the good in others. Do not let Jade take that from you." He was quiet for a moment, then nodded. "I'm trying not to. But it is hard, I know I said. But you are doing the work. That is what matters." Slowly, Marcus started to come back to himself. He began going to the gym again. Not my gym. We decided that place held too many weird memories now. But a new one closer to my apartment. We went together some mornings before work. The routine helped. He reconnected with friends he had neglected during his relationship with Jade, started accepting invitations to go out, threw himself into his work and got a promotion within a month. His boss noticed how focused he had become, how driven. Pain has a way of sharpening you, Marcus said when he told me about the promotion. I guess I am finding out what I am capable of when I stop letting someone else dim my light. One evening, about a month after everything happened, we were at my place watching a basketball game. Our team scored a winning three-pointer in the final seconds. Marcus jumped up from the couch arms in the air, yelling at the TV. When he sat back down, he was grinning. A real, genuine smile. That was the moment I knew. My brother was going to be okay. "You know what?" Marcus said, suddenly his eyes still on the screen but his voice thoughtful. "I think I needed this to happen." I looked at him surprised. Not the betrayal, he clarified, but the reminder of who actually has my back, who I can count on when everything falls apart. That is worth more than any marriage certificate. I felt emotion rise in my throat. "Always did, always," I said. "I know," Marcus replied, turning to look at me. "And that is worth everything." 3 months after the annulment was finalized, I ran into a mutual friend who knew Jade. Apparently, she had moved to another state. New job. Fresh start. When I told Marcus, he just nodded. "Good for her," he said simply. "I hope she finds whatever she was looking for." I admired that. His ability to let go without bitterness. To wish her well despite everything. That is growth, I told him. That is maturity. He shrugged. "Holding on to anger only hurts me. She made her choices. I made mine. Now we both get to live with them." 6 months after that night at the cafe, Marcus and I still have our weekly dinners. Still call each other every day. Still show up for each other no matter what. Marcus started dating again. Carefully. With boundaries. With awareness. But not closed off. Not hardened. He was learning to trust his instincts while still remaining open to love. I am proud of him. Proud of how he handled one of the worst betrayals a person can experience and came out stronger. Looking back on everything, people sometimes ask me if I regret getting involved. If I wish I had just stayed quiet and let Marcus figure it out on his own. The answer is no. Not for a second. Sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same thing. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable, to be the bad guy in someone else's story, to risk relationships and peace and comfort, all to protect the people you love. That is what family means. Not blood, not obligation, but choice. Showing up when it is hard, telling the truth when it hurts, standing beside someone when their world is falling apart. Marcus is my brother. Not by choice initially, but by luck. And now, by choice every single day. I will choose him every time, through every hard conversation, every painful truth, every moment that tests what we mean to each other. So if you are ever in a position where you know a truth that will hurt someone you love, remember this. Short-term pain is better than long-term lies. Temporary discomfort is better than permanent betrayal. And if you have someone in your life who would risk everything to tell you the truth, hold on to them. Protect that relationship, because that is the real thing. That is family. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to make the choice between staying silent and telling a painful truth? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss future stories. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe someone who is struggling with a difficult decision right now. Let them know they are not alone. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for being here. I hope you find the courage to choose truth even when it is terrifying. I hope you find people who will stand by you when everything else falls apart, and I hope you are that person for someone else. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Until next time.